on 2 different platforms. Thank you very much for Man on the Manjaro for helping me out with this one. Genius, I tell you, genius. Anyhow, I need to tag Kim, and I don't know how. Anybody know how to tag? Let me comment. I'll just tag her here. At DMF Kim on, I think this is right. So if you know Kim, and I got that wrong because I was hanging out on her live this morning, tag her for me because I'm a TikTok slacker. Anyhow, but I really needed my people today. So here I am, hanging out. So I'm looking. Oh, hey everybody, good to see you. So this is, I put my new picture of the Flurkin up here. For those of you on Facebook and YouTube, hold on. Wow, my camera's going crazy. I have my Flurkin. Because everybody needs a Flurkin as a little help, right? Today is definitely the day I needed a Flurkin. So the reason I wanted to do this live today is because I'm kind of a disaster. I actually just saw this shirt. What was it? This is on, flipping through Instagram, and it said, "I'm not a hot mess. I'm more of a spicy disaster." Yeah, that's me. That's totally me today. Well, not even today. Like, let's be serious, right? Like, I'm kind of a disaster all the time. The good news is my brain's pretty smart. And now that I've been on Manjaro for like 14 months, I have a lot more brain space than I had before. So that's a godsend. But I'll tell you a really funny story real quick because I need humor today. And why the hell not? I was making up shirts for my team. We're going to do AMS shirts. And we thought, we can throw some promotion on there. Made a QR code, just throw it on the shirts, whatever. I just want a comfy hoodie. I mean, let's be honest, it's getting cold and I have a hoodie problem. So I want to make fun, comfy hoodies, right? Anyway, we were playing around with t-shirts and we made one that said across the back, "Ask me about my Ozempic ass." I'm like, oh God, I so want to do it. I so want to do it. Because let's be serious, right? Has anyone been to Disney World since they've lost weight? Those seats are bony. They're so bony. Anyway, they're like, oh, they're really hard. I got no padding. And like my butt was never cute. Let's be serious. It was just flabby and now it's flat. So, all right. Not that you guys need to hear about my butt, but that's my, my shoulder hurts. That's my TikTok moment there. Anyhow, let's, what I was really coming on here to talk about, I'm going to do the Dr. Kim. That's so funny. Kim, I made you a doctor all by myself. But I was on Kim's live this morning. She does the Plus Sides podcast and is freaking amazing. And we were talking about, she has providers that'll pop into her lives, and I love popping into her lives. It's like such a good way to start my day. And so I was in there and we were chatting and we're talking about that there's so many people that need help. People that go to their primary doctor feels comfortable prescribing it, but they can't manage the things, right? I still think it's a pretty nuanced medication. When I say this, I'm talking about the GLP-1s. Okay. I don't want to say the M word or the W word or the O word on TikTok because, or the S word or the T word, right? I actually almost got kicked out of my private Facebook group for doing that. Yeah. So we moved over to School for My Patients, SKOOL. So anyhow, but I was on Kim's thing this morning. We're just talking about how there's so many people that need help and people don't know where to go and they're doing these bootleg things. So Nicole Baldwin and she's a provider on Push. She's actually transitioning off of Push and she just started her new practice called Hamilton Health and Wellness, which is amazing. I'm so excited because she's huge. She has licenses everywhere but Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania's a slacker. And they won't take her fingerprints and she's done it 3 times and I don't know, some random issues. But anyway, she's nationwide. She knows how to treat these things. We actually have a podcast at the Nick and Mo Show. There's actually an actual thing. I think it's called freedominmedicine.com. Try that. But Nick and Mo Show with a K is the other web link there. So we have a podcast so you can meet her too. But my whole point is we are starting a program in probably April, I think, March or April. I'm doing my first webinar in November to help providers create lifestyle medicine practices and learn how to treat these. And the cool thing is we're going to be there as a reference for them. So they can ask me questions or ask my providers questions, right? So Neil's my NP. We're going to be on later, I think at 2:30 today. We're going to go live again. So, but we're going to be there for these new providers. So when they have questions, they can ask someone who's experienced, right? And yes, I'm still waiting on my obesity medicine board scores. It's 10 weeks. They apparently have Fred and Barney grading those for me. Fantastic. Whatever. Take as long as you want, as long as I pass. If not, I'll take it next year. So, and next year and the year after, or the year after, depending on how that goes, I'll be taking lifestyle medicine boards. So that studying has begun. Really? I mean, like it's a studying for the board exam, but lifestyle medicine is my life's work. I mean, let's be serious. That posture looks terrible. I have to sit up. I just can't look at myself. So anyway, that's a little bit on me. I will be board certified in those two things because, man, lifestyle medicine is like God's gift, right? I mean, it is everything I've done for the past quarter century. It's so cool. Currently, I'm still a ISSN certified nutritionist. Just helped write a position statement on caffeine. Like, haha, let's be serious. I said, so does it have to say more than if I don't get my espresso, I get really depresso, like references and things? Yeah, we needed references. So anyhow, if it looks like I'm looking funky, it's because I have two cameras going at the same time because TikTok wouldn't let me do it. Anyhow, if you want to check out our practice or see all of our faces, we are at amstelehealth.com. Okay, I'll throw that out there. Oh, yeah, disclaimer. This is not medical advice. Okay. I'm Dr. Mo, and I am not your doctor on here. I am nobody's doctor on here. I am some random person who is having a hellacious amount of trouble in maintenance. Today's actually weirdly more like a patient than me being a doctor. Oh, yeah, that's cute. Do most women prefer length or girth? That's really funny because you can't see this if you're not on TikTok. Guess who gets muted? You get blocked account. Actually, you don't just get muted, you get blocked. Thanks. Thanks for coming. Excuse the pun, unintended. Anyway, good morning. Working with your team to become a patient. Awesome. Super cool. Super cool. Oh, I almost like blocked you. I didn't mean to. I got a little, that's so funny. Like, dude, it's bad enough that like every patient live we talk about, we have patient lives once a week for patients. And then in January, we're starting with 2 a week. We talk about poop, right? Every live because the GLP-1s, they got poop issues, right? So we talk about poop, but I'm not talking about, length or girth. I'm sorry. Like, not my thing. All right. So, I'm a disaster in maintenance. Okay. I had talked about when I first got on today, I was talking about this shirt I saw. I'm not a hot mess. I'm more of a spicy disaster. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't even know where to start. I have certain situations and certain foods in those situations that trigger cravings for me. Let me give you a little background. July 4th, 2022, I started Manjaro because I was at wit's end and I just could not, it's about the weight, but it's not about the weight, right? Like I couldn't, the weight was symbolic of the things I couldn't control and wasn't willing to give up control on. So that's what, that's it, right? That's the whole thing right there. That's the bottom line. And I had this excess weight because I use food as a drug. Okay. I'm a binge eater by trade. I have binge eating behaviors. Have I ever been diagnosed by a professional? I don't know. Do you call self-diagnosis diagnosis? Because it's nowhere in my medical charts, but I had and still have to some extent binge eating behaviors, right? I prefer to call it that because if you're my patient, even, why am I not seeing my new comments? Yeah, I'll definitely address that. If you're my patient, you know that I've dealt with binge eating behaviors for, hold on, I'm going to be 50 next month. I'll tell you my birthday. Send me a present. Just kidding. Don't. But wish me happy birthday because it'd be kind of fun. I should see how many I can get. I should do a live on my birthday just because it's fun. Anyway, 45 plus years, I have dealt with binge eating behaviors and using food as a drug. And my sponsor, I've been in 12-step for eating issues since 2004. I always say in and out of the rooms, more out than in. In February 2022, I was like, listen, this is the last house on the block. I need some serious help. I joined, I stayed in the rooms from February on, helped get my head in shape, but I was still binging like a fiend. And I just had this really, I had every intention to do well, right? I have all the knowledge in the world. I'm a doctor. I'm a nutritionist. I spent years as an athletic trainer. That's not a personal trainer. That's an ATC that's certified, right? So we actually have medical education. And a triathlon coach, 7 Ironmans, all of the knowledge in the world did not help me. As my sponsor says, I had a cow path that is so deep. So anyway, brings me to maintenance, right? I'm 50 pounds down. I've been 50 pounds down. My weight fluctuates 3 or 4 pounds since, February, March. I kind of don't pay attention anymore. I hop on the scale. I look at the weight. I'm like, oh, that's up. I probably have to poop. Speaking of which. So we'll address that in a sec. But this week I have had, you're not getting invited to my live if you're a slacker. Hey, if you need anybody, so you guys can block people if I'm not watching and we miss people. So yesterday I had hellacious cravings. Okay. Deb, I'm going to pin this for a second because I don't want to forget. I won't forget the poop, but I want to address this. So, I had hellacious cravings yesterday. Gave in. Why? Because I'm a compulsive eater, right? Like it's like the why should not even be a question. Why do I use food as a drug? Because it's a damn good drug. Makes me feel better. And so maintenance weight-wise does not translate to my own mental health. Period. End of story. So that's sort of I wanted to get on here and talk about, because it's not like, the insurance companies, a lot of the doctors out there would like you to believe that, oh, you get to your goal weight, you either stop, transition off, or whatever. Who the heck knows what's going to happen when you get to your goal weight? You could be 8 months into this at your goal weight and be like, yep, still struggling with cravings. What are we going to do? It's not a one size fits all approach, pun intended on that one. So Deb said, hi, I'm working with your team to become a patient. If you want to be a patient, go to amstelehealth.com. We click be a patient. You will submit, it is a HIPAA compliant email space. So you submit your information. We start a chart. We get back to you. Usually within 24 hours, once in a great while, a couple of our providers are having some personal issues. So it's taking them a little bit longer. Our other providers are going to pick up and try to get those, at least the welcomes out quicker to get you started, because that's what we do. Active Medical Solutions is the company, right? It's lifestyle medicine. And we have unparalleled support for patients and providers. What that means is my staff does not go anything alone. Okay. Neither do my patients, but my staff does not either. So, all right, let's address some of these questions. All right. Oh, the poop. That's right. Let's do the poop first. Worried about constipation. Yeah, it's real for some people. Once in a great while, people will get diarrhea. Very, very seldom. I'm a little jealous of those people. But the constipation is real. Talk about TMI, right? This is totally not a doctor thing, but I've had a hysterectomy, so I have to be real careful with constipation. And because it predisposes. So 3 things that predispose you to pelvic prolapse are hysterectomy, obesity, and constipation. So no longer obese. Great for that. Actually, my BMI was 29.5. So there you go. I technically wasn't obese. I was skirting that issue, man. But realistic, it's not like I can put my uterus back, right? So that ship has sailed. So I personally take Colace twice a day and should use Miralax more often. But my hydration's been kind of crappy, so I have not intentionally taken the Miralax because it relies on, it's an osmotic laxative, so it puts more water in your poop. I don't have the water, and I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm just not there yet. I had to take it in the beginning, though. My hydration was so much better when I first started because my food intake was a lot less. So it needed to be, and I was much more intentional because I was so excited to finally make progress. So, let's see. Jackie over on YouTube said, yeah, some days cravings are strong. Like, no freaking lie. And the thing is, like, I have certain situations, right? And most of them end with the word alone, right? If I'm eating ice cream alone, it's not in a social situation, right? This does not constitute a social situation. So, my poop is good. I take Mag O7. It has helped in plenty of water. Yeah, I should probably just do the water first, right? One would think I could just do this. But anyhow, one would think I'd be better at it by now. But the words maintenance, I think it's a big fat lie. It's like we kind of always thought, remember when we were dieting, right? Because we tell our patients not to diet, right? Not stop with the stress part and just allow your body work with the drug, allow the drug to work, and then start to make changes to improve diet quality, right? This is not a diet. We're not intentionally lowering calories. We're just letting things work. So, but back in the day, right, when we were doing all the other diets, we had to stress all the time, pay attention to what we were doing. And there was always something to be done. And it was always really hard work. Well, with this, you can allow. So why is it different maintenance? Why am I messing this up? Like, why don't I just stop? Like, just hold on, back off, work on the spiritual side, right? Because that's Overeaters Anonymous, right? That's the 12 step. It's like a plan for living. It's not a plan for not overeating. It's a plan to live in this freaking head of mine. So, because I don't know how to do it. So realistically, right? It's like not maintenance. We always thought when we were dieting that we'd like reach this nirvana point where all of a sudden you're like, oh, look, it's smooth sailing. I never have to work at it again. Lies, I tell you, big fat lies. Because I had to work at it every day. Every damn day. I get up, I read. Sorry, my shoulder hurts. I read things every day. I talk to my 12-step people every day. I talk to you guys, right? So this is part of my service. This is part of what I do because I never want people to feel alone like I felt. Addiction is a lonely disease. And I know people have opinions on food addiction. You can have your opinion. I have mine. I'd be happy to discuss. But it's a lonely disease. And we all think we're terminally unique, right? Oh, I'm unique, just like everybody else. So anyhow, but I want to get to these questions because you guys matter more than me. I've been off 0.25 Ozempic for 10 weeks because I had brain surgery and nervous to restart. Really the big deal is talk to your doctor, right? If I'm your doctor, talk to me, in the channels, in the right place, in the text thread. But we have really changed our recommendations around surgery. You've already had the surgery, so that part, like post-op, we work with patients. Like I'll talk to my patients and ask them, like, how are your guts doing? How are you feeling? How, with brain surgery, right? It's like with your guts, right? They don't like getting mucked around with. Neither does your brain. How's your brain doing? How's your thought process? Are you having depression? Are you having anything concerning that we need to like get addressed, right? Because that's not me, right? I don't do psych stuff. And I don't do true eating disorders. I can screen for them, right? Say, oh, I think you need a little more help than I'm qualified to give. And I was talking this morning about even lifestyle medicine and obesity medicine, weight loss doctors, that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. If I can't, something in my eye, if I can't treat you well, or you're like, yeah, I just don't resonate with this crazy chick. I have lots of other people I can recommend. And DMF Kim on Manjaro, I swear to God, I might be wrong at that, but I should have copied it down before I got on here. Let me see if I can tag. I don't know if I can tag her. I don't know. If you're on TikTok and you follow Kim as well, could you please throw her screen name, right? Because I'm freaking old, in the comments. Thank you for helping me. You and your team has been amazing. Oh, I'm so glad. I want to help people. Like it sounds so funny. Like, yeah, I'm a doctor. It's a joke, right? Because when you're applying to medical school, you have to do a personal statement, and everyone wants to say the same thing. Everyone's like, I want to help people. I want to help people. I want to help people. And like, how many different ways can you say I want to help people? But I was talking to my neighbor this morning, and her son apparently went to school for biochemistry and then chemical engineering, or not electrical engineering, software engineering. I don't know, whatever. I was listening at the time. But he was thinking about being a doctor, but he wasn't sure about it. So he decided to get a job after college. I'm like, good on you. because medicine is a calling, right? Like, no joke. I don't care how you slice it. Medicine is a calling. And if you did it for money, you should have gone into like software or like cybersecurity or something, because you can make a ton more money without the student loan debt. But here's a cool thing. I just paid off. So I graduated from medical school. There's a lot of TMI here, but whatever. I graduated from medical school in 2006, residency in 2009. And I just paid off my high interest student loans. Wow, I'm so excited. So I still have, a really nice foreign SUV price going, for my remaining 15 years of student loans. But the high interest ones are gone. So now I can start working on like the retirement things, right? But when I hear the cool part, you guys get to look at my ugly mug for the foreseeable future, because I don't have to retire from this. This is something I get to do at home. Like, how cool is that? Like, I get to let's see, how many people do I have on? I have 40 people on here. I don't know how many people I have. Because I can't figure this out. 7, it looks like 7 on the other platforms, on Facebook and YouTube. And so 50 people, let's round, right? I have 50 people on here. I've been 20 minutes so far. I can spend 20 minutes and maybe make 50 people's lives better. How freaking amazing is that? Turn off all invites. I need to decline all these spam people. No, I'm not interested. You know what I'm not interested in. We talked about that earlier. Okay. Constipation, we did that. Let's see. Thank you for following. Yes, I am correct. Okay. Kim on Majar. Okay, good. Awesome. I was like, crapola. Hair loss, side effect of weight loss, not the med. Yeah. Hi, Chelsea. Is hair loss a side effect? So listen to this. I'll tell you about my hair loss. Diabetic and losing very slowly. Oh, dragon fruit. Hold on. Jackie. Jackie's on YouTube right now. Jackie is the dragon fruit queen. She is all about the dragon fruit. I never tried it. I totally have to when it comes back out. Anyhow. All right. I have a diabetic patient. I want to address Mia's concern, because Mia said I'm diabetic and losing very slowly on Mounjaro. I have a diabetic patient that I'm actually, it's a friend's mom. Okay. I have lots of friends and they have moms. So it's not like it's a HIPAA violation here. But it took us forever. She was on 15 milligrams for like 4 months, right? So we had to escalate there. Her insurance was covering it. Thank the Lord, right? How cool is that? But we had to escalate her. She was at 15 milligrams, highest dose of Mounjaro, for like 4 months before her scale went. I mean, it's like been a year and something. She's lost 40 pounds, right? It's taken a long time. This is the long game. I guess it's the same as me talking about my retirement, right? I'm not going anywhere. We built AMS Lifestyle Medicine is a medical practice. Like, we are a medical practice. We're not flash in the pan, telehealth, looking to make a quick buck and bug out when this shit goes south. It's gone south a few times. And we don't just do weight loss. We're looking, we do longevity stuff. Got issues with the FDA with that as well, certain meds. With the COMPOUND. I feel like this is Sesame Street. Like, we just sell things or spell things so we don't piss people off. It's like, the kids are listening. Make sure we spell MOUNJARO. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm snarky as hell. So again, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, right? I've had some straight-laced guys come into our practice and they're kind of like, yeah, I don't really like you. I'm like, I get it. I'm actually working with a new doc to get his practice up and running. His name's Rob, Sunrise Health Solutions. He's actually up and running. We haven't gotten him a lot on social, but he's a lot more straight laced than me. Like, he'll be like the go-to for the dudes, right? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just I'm not going to pander to anybody, I guess. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to hide. Oh yeah, the hair loss. Oh, and I'm a bit distractible. There's a squirrel over there. So I'm trying to figure out, this is so funny. I want to get on discussion. Just find me the damn live. Is the live on here? I don't know. I think it's on Facebook because I'm getting comments, but the problem is I can't see the name of the Facebook commenters. So let's do this. If you're on Facebook, I'm going to type this in too. If you're on Facebook, give me your name. Thanks. Because that makes things. So if you're on Facebook, give me your name. Okay, there we go. Perfect. That posted. Just because I can't read it, it doesn't come through on the streaming software. And I need to know. So let's talk about hair loss. Yeah. I underwent a pretty stressful little bit about a year ago. Oh, it's a year ago in 2 days, I think. So I had a job change that I did not plan on because I had decided not to hide myself what I was doing because I want to help people and I'm just done, right? So, well, yeah. I also, you can call me doctor, but probably not sweetie. You might get blocked for that. I'm not usually like if you're a little old lady and I'm in the ER working and you call me sweetie, I'm okay with that. But if you're on TikTok, that's just creepy, dude. All right, just ugh. All right. My pharmacy is requiring step therapy. So that's not your pharmacy requiring step therapy. That is oh shit, I didn't talk about hair loss. See, this is me. I'll do that in a second. Your pharmacy cannot tell you to do anything. They'll tell you now you have a pharmacy benefits manager with your insurance. So your insurance / PBM is who is requiring step therapy for them to cover it. Go for it. Talk to us. We'll start it. We'll start it right away. I actually started Manjaro, whatever. I started metformin for longevity purposes and really help with my metabolic health because I had tried metformin years ago for weight loss and I could not tolerate it. Could not tolerate it. The weird thing is once we start people on GLP-1s, and this is what was shown for me, right? I'll just give you my own experience here. Once we started people on GLP-1s, they can tolerate metformin. I don't have any problem. I take 500 nightly and I'm like, I don't see a difference. I'm just hoping that we have some metabolic benefits. I have followed him for a decade, but I absolutely love Peter Attia's work. So if you're a Peter Attia fan, raise a hand up. All right, let's see. Let me go through. Oh, I got to talk about hair loss, so let me forget. Oh yeah. So anyway, let's just do the hair loss thing. I'll keep the comments there so I don't miss any. Yeah. So a year ago, I had a lot of job stress and weight loss at the same time. The weight loss didn't give me shingles, but the job stress did. So I lost job stress. That's the long and short of it. That plus the weight loss, I lost half my hair. It was like pregnancy. Like when I was pregnant and postpartum, my husband was like, "Are you gonna have any hair left? Because this shit's getting real bad." Like I clean out clumps out of the shower because my hair is actually down to about there. It's just all piled up there, which tells you there's not a whole lot. But if you see, look, I got the wispies coming in. It's growing back. I take collagen every day. I did take biotin for 4 or 5 months, but when the bottle ran out, it's like I'll just keep doing the collagen. Is my protein as high as it should be regularly? Big fat no for me. My hydration is my fave, not the flavor. The flavor was on sale. It's not my favorite flavor. Tropical coconut is my favorite flavor, in case you're interested. Regular coconut is the second. Peach mango is the third. And then anything else. The blueberry's okay. Not a fan. Dragon fruit, same. I think it's dragon fruit. Pomegranate, maybe? I don't know. Something random. But yeah, so the hair loss, once I stabilized, the hair started growing back. Stabilized? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm really not stable anyway. Once my weight stabilized and my job stabilized, my hair loss got better. Okay, let's see. Oh, Blondie. Yeah, I'm going to do this question because I think we scrolled by mistake. But PCP has been great, but admits maintenance not a strong suit. Do you take new patients in maintenance in Georgia? Now, I love treating maintenance patients for exactly the reasons I have today. Because it is not an easy freaking road. It's a pain in the ass. And I don't take patients in Georgia yet. But I'm working with Nikki Baldwin, who is, and we're like true collaborators, which is so cool. Like when I tell people go to Nikki, it doesn't Like, I don't make any money. It's not my deal. So, but Nikki Baldwin, she's on Push. Her Push code is N Baldwin, BALDWIN. But the easy way to get to her is telehealthconnect.biz. She's also opening up her own private practice because she wants to get away from that push model of a pill mill, frankly. She does a lot of urgent care stuff, a lot of bridge care. Speaking of which, it's a really good term that I need to text her about. But she does a lot of bridge care. She does like urgent care stuff. If you're like, oh my God, I'm going to my doctor, but I couldn't get in to get my lab work ahead of time, she'll treat that. Anyway, long story short, she's in Georgia. Okay, let me just do this. Text her. Let me do this because that was a really good term. And I'm going to text her that you're looking for her. Got a TikTok patient for you. There you go. Okay. So yeah, she and I work together. We have a podcast, nickandmoshow.com with a K. Yellow dragon fruit only, Jackie said. Okay, good. All right. So that's sorry, my mom texted me. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. In case you're on all the platforms. Wish my mom happy birthday. Let's see. All right, let's go. What does maintenance look like for me? Dosing and injection frequency. I'm a 5 milligram every Monday. I was on 2.5 for the first 4 months or so. Lost the majority of my weight on 2.5, and then it was time to go up. How do you know it was time to go up? Because the cravings, the food noise got a lot worse, right? Which brings you to the question of, so why don't you go up now when your food noise is a bitch? 7.5, I feel like it's too much appetite control. Like it's hard because I don't need to lose any more weight. I'm great where I am. I need to make better choices with my food quality. Because when I don't eat sugar, the 5 works fine. But I'm a Monday morning kind of gal, right? Because every good diet starts on Monday. I dieted for 40 plus years. Like, when the hell's would I start? It's Monday morning. Anyway, it's always tomorrow. And you know what my asshole brain said again this morning? I started Axtel prescription today to see how that is because I like to tell my patients. But you know what my brain says to me this morning? Why don't you wait till tomorrow so you can really eat today? How about you shut your mouth? Shut your little mouth. That's my lizard brain, right? That's the brain that knows how to be happy real fast. I'm sure heroin works too, but I'm not doing that shit, right? Like, dude, it's because food is so widely accepted. It's a very hard, nuanced area. You know, let me look at this. I mean, even the insurance companies are like, no, obesity is a different disease. Well, it shouldn't be. It's a bunch of craziness. But again, addiction's looked at pretty poorly, to be honest, you know. Any addiction, you know. My family's got a bit, right? It's their story to tell, not mine. I'm just collateral damage, growing up and stuff. But I'll slip that in there real quick. But anyhow, we come by our stories honestly, right? And my story is my experience, strength, and hope. That's all you get from me, especially on here because I'm not a doctor on here. We'll throw out that disclaimer. All right. Maintenance and injection frequency. Did that new here. Hi, Pat. Patricia is my middle name, so I am a Pat in the middle. You seem great to me. Awesome. Thanks. I'm a shit show. I'm all right, though. You know, it's like I spent so many years trying to be what people needed, right? And this whole journey, yes, I know the word journey gets overused, but it's the God's honest truth, right? Isn't it not a journey what we do every day? But this whole journey has shown me that, you know what? I'm going to be myself because if I get out there and be honest, I think I can help people, right? If I tell people about my experience, I bet it will help one person out there. 10 years ago, I started posting quotes on Twitter, right? Back when it was actually Twitter and Facebook and stuff. And I posted quotes because I'm also a life coach, certified life coach, right? I wanted to do that for a quarter of a century before life coaching was a thing. I love life coaching, which is what I do here is honestly transformational coaching. But I started posting quotes because I thought, you know what, if this quote helps me today, I bet it helps somebody else. Put it out there. That's what I did. And then I realized that most of the quotes on the internet are misattributed, but who cares? The information gets out there and maybe it'll help. All right. Blue Insurance denied me Wegovy. Is Manjaro the same medication? No. And unfortunately, if they denied Wegovy, Manjaro is a bit harder because Manjaro is only FDA approved to treat diabetes. Sometimes insurance companies will approve these medications with different off-label indications. Like I said, obesity is a tough one because nobody wants to admit it's a drug or it's a problem. But we all know it's a problem. And like I said, it's right. It's not about the weight, but it's not about the weight. So, but 9 times out of 10, insurance will require clinical criteria of diabetes type 2. It's not approved for type 1, not indicated for type 1. They will require a diagnosis of diabetes to approve it, even with a prior authorization. Okay. We can beg and plead and say pretty please with sugar on top, and they laugh in our faces. Okay. Step therapy. My pharmacy is requiring step therapy. What is that? Shoot, I addressed the first part of the question, but not the second. That was ridiculous. Sorry about that. Step therapy is, think about steps, right? Walking up steps. They want you to try cheaper medications to see if they work and fail. Lovely. And they will usually, I wanted to insert an expletive there. They will usually require 3 weeks on this, 3 weeks on this, 3 months on this, or whatever it is. So interestingly, too, some of the medications they'll require for step therapy are just as expensive as the newer GLP ones. So because the old ones are still just as expensive. Byetta was I think Exatinide. I know Exatinide was the first one. I think it's Byetta, the brand name. No, it was Byduron, I think. Whatever. The first GLP-1 came out in 2005, 2004. Thank you, Jackie, for wishing my mom a happy birthday. So step therapy is they want you to try cheaper things to make sure they don't work. Like we haven't tried them before. Now, granted, some of us never tried Trulicity because it was a diabetic drug and it doesn't have great weight loss, so why would we bother? But we did try metformin because it's $5 and it did work. That's okay. Down 75 pounds and have been maintaining for 5 months. You saved my life and well-being. Thank you. Oh, you're amazing. You are amazing. Amazing. I love it. Thank you. It's a rising tide lifts all boats, right? It's not about me. It's about I got to get it out there. And that's what happened, is I had asked, Doc, make me a mod. Can I do that? How do I do that? I don't know. I think I invited, but I don't know what, I don't know what the hell I just did. Please hold. I don't know. I don't know how to make you a mod. There we go. Nice. Right? Because nobody needs to know about length and girth. But he's going to be a nice joke for a long ass time. Yes, I will. I will figure this out. If I don't figure it out today, I'll figure it out on my 2:31 because we're going to be live again at 2:30. Right. You got to step up to the bar 3 times a day, bare minimum, Yep. Totally agree. Totally agree. All right. You're so funny. That's awesome. But thank you. I so appreciate all of that. I love that. All right. Let's see. I will figure out the mod thing eventually. All right. I gained 10 pounds as soon as I stopped. I've seen that with a lot of people. I've seen some people have no problem, right? I talked to a really good friend who's been off the dual agonist. So we also asked about Manjaro and I talked about insurance, but and I keep saying the word, whatever. TikTok's going to slam me for that, whatever. It is a dual agonist. Semaglutide which is Ozempic and Wegovy, different brand names, is a GLP-1 receptor agonist, whereas tirzepatide, which is Mounjaro, adds the GIP. That helps a lot of people with food noise. Some people get semaglutide food noise, gone, which is nice. I have not had the nerve to try semaglutide because I really like my tirzepatide. Keeps this crazy brain a little less crazy. So, yeah, somebody said I can relate. Sugar messes me up 100% of the time. I mean, is it not true? If I go out with my family and get ice cream, sometimes I can't finish it. I give it to other people. When I'm home, I'm going to eat mine and yours and yours. We're going to romper room this, and I'm going to eat everybody's, and then I'm going to go for somebody else's that I don't even know, right? I'm going to be asking you, are you done with that? Because I'm going to eat it. But it's all because it's not here. It's here and here. And the medications do attack both of those, but dude, I need help, right? All right, what would I do for maintenance with Rybelsus? You know, it's interesting. I actually, I might start a couple people on Rybelsus to see, but it's just as expensive. So the results aren't as good. And you have to take a daily pill, which I'm all for. I mean, granted, I take supplements every day. I can tell you what I take too. But I take supplement. I have an old lady pill box, right? I could just put it in there. Wouldn't be a problem. But I just like the injection. You know why? Because my jerk brain that I have to fight with won't say, oh, don't take it for the day. Because then you can eat. Living with that guy back there is, gosh, not helpful. Nikki Baldwin, what was that site? It is telehealthconnect.biz, B-I-Z. And that'll get you there. Where do I treat people? Give me a second. Let me pull up my website because I'm a hilarious idiot here. And I forget. There's like 7 states we treat people. We'll be expanding, but right now we're just getting stable. And there's plenty of people to help in these states, right? I'll get everyone else to Nikki if need be. Join Mochi is another one that I like. There's a couple of new ones out that I don't have anything against anyone, right? Like rising tide lifts all boats. We all need help. Let's go get it. But we treat patients at AMS Telehealth. Go to amstelehealth.com. Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Indiana, Michigan, New York, Ohio, Tennessee, and Texas. So that's where we treat people. We do no in-person care. I do not have a brick and mortar. It keeps our costs low. That's why a lot of us do telehealth. Because that's why we started our podcast, which is Nick and Mo Talk Telehealth, because Nikki was a mentor for the telehealth space for me. I am working with her and helping with the lifestyle medicine piece because she's new to that. I mean, she's a very widely licensed nurse practitioner, and she's been dealing with these medications for a year. She's got amazing protocols, all kinds of stuff documented. But she doesn't know how to do the private practice bit, so that's where we're going with her. Anyhow, Nikki Baldwin. And her push code, if you just want to go to push, but her website is telehealthconnect.biz. All right, what would I do for maintenance with Rybelsus? Let's see. I gained 10 pounds as soon as I stopped. Yeah, I don't. Some people don't. What I was actually explaining before I got off on my lizard brain tangent was that my husband was like, you should go off after 18 months. You should not have to stay on it. He's a doctor as well. And I don't disagree with that. If my brain wasn't such a factor, right? If it was just the fat loss, just the habits, and I needed some help to reset my habits, absolutely. I have a real good friend who was on it, went off, and she's like, I just like the way I feel so much that it's not a problem to eat well. Good on you. Now, even when some people eat the exact same things, this was shown in the studies, they're going to gain the weight back because the metabolic repair gets reversed, right? These medications it's not all in your head. I guess that's the whole point, right? A lot of this live is about my mental space, but it's not all in your head. And your mental space is also not just psychological. Your brain has nerve endings and chemicals and pathways, right? Neuroplasticity is a thing. So it's not all in your head. Some people will not be able to go off without having a rebound. Some of us will have to stay on it for the rest of our lives, just like if I was a diabetic. I was probably headed there. I didn't even check. I should have checked my A1C right before I started and should have checked my glucose, but I didn't because I was so desperate to get started and I just didn't. So, semaglutide, the same as Mounjaro. Semaglutide is Wegovy and Ozempic. Mounjaro is tirzepatide. That's that second receptor that gets added. It's funny because on TikTok you can see my Flurkin, and on YouTube and Facebook you can see my Funko Pops. I'm a little Captain Marvel fan. I'm actually a Marvel fan in general. My kiddo laughs at me. He's like, "Of course you have Marvel Funko Pops. Of course it's Captain Marvel." Well, of course it is. Anyhow, wait till you see my Halloween costume. It's the same every year. Maybe TMI. I'm struggling with loose skin. Yeah, welcome to my life. Not TMI. These Batwings, fantastic. But look, they're better. They're better. They're still pretty flabby though. And that's all fat in there. Okay. It's fat, but it's not enough fat to fill out the skin, which is depressing. My stomach, my dad says I lost my belly button. If I stretch out real tight, that upper belly skin gets taut. I was actually looking up non-surgical skin tightening yesterday and I thought, oh, just deal with it. But the only way to really, the neck bands, right? It's big. Just Call Me Lori has cream on her TikTok profile. I haven't tried it. I'm using a system that I bought from a dermatologist, which has an IR light and cream together, which is helping. It just takes time, right? But I no longer have it's not terrible, right? I'm almost 50. I don't know. I think it's not too terrible. I actually want to start selling that cream and stuff, but boy, it's expensive. But yeah, the skin thing is no joke. If you have literally if you've lost 150 pounds, really the only way to get rid of that is to find a very good reputable plastic surgeon. Notice I am not saying just go out there and find anyone. It's an investment. It's an investment in you. And I'm not saying that's right for everyone, right? I've seen bad outcomes. Remember, I am primarily emergency medicine trained. I saw some bad things. And that's why I was always frightened of elective surgery. Mental health, though, is not elective. So it depends on your why. It's a very individual decision. You got to talk to your doctor. If you're in Dallas, you can go to Farrakhan. She's amazing. She's a good friend. She's going to be out on leave for a little bit, though. Congrats early. I think, yeah, still a couple more weeks. But she's amazing, and I did trust her with my life, to be honest. I just got boobs, which seems so commonplace these days. I don't know why. It's it took me 20 years to decide. That tells you, right? Because I was afraid. So it's a very individual decision. But on the loose skin, yeah, it's tough. It's a tough call. What are my thoughts on spacing injections? We tell our patients to not go longer than 8 or 9 days. Sometimes they can do 10, but otherwise it creates too much of a fluctuation, seems to increase side effects again. So it's a little different for semaglutide and tirzepatide, but really that's our standard. Yeah, and somebody said lots of telehealth providers cover all 50 states. Yes, they do. Join Mochi has all 50 states. There's a new one out there that anyway, there's a lot. Just go with somebody you trust and somebody you connect with, right? And if it's me, great. Like I said, I only do 7 states, so not like there aren't enough people that need our help in 7 states. All right, hold on. Let me look at these comments. Yeah, the GIP, thank you. If you have to pair, yeah, you have to pair it with changed eating habits or it won't last. Sometimes it won't last anyway. So that's the problem, right? And I'm talking in the studies, not with myself. The weight loss lasts for me. It's just the rest of the shit show. Now, I do intermittent fasting for 13 hours most days because I want, and this is a totally mental thing, right? Intermittent fasting is not magic. It's a way to limit your caloric intake. I do it because I do 13 hours because I want more than half of my life to not revolve around food. I want it to revolve around my family, my business, my colleagues, my triathlon habit. But today is taking a back seat because I've got renovations in my house and I've had to change my routine. So, anyhow, my Monday motivation, I need myself to get off my duff and get some work done. But whatever. Anyone that treats in New Jersey. Yeah, Join Mochi does. Nikki Baldwin does. Telehealthconnect.biz. Missouri, same. Yep. Let's see. Our insurance company is moving to approve, take it long term for maintenance and food noise. Shoot, insurance companies aren't even moving to approve to cover it for obesity. They are. There's a really good video on YouTube that talks about the burden of obesity with the number of people that need metabolic repair in this country, for a better way to put it, because it's not just about the weight. People are just hell bent on, I mean, I know they need criteria for insurance companies to approve it because that's how it works. But it's not just about the weight, right? It's about metabolic repair. I mean, look at all these PCOS babies out there from people we restore their periods who could never have them, right? Okay. I'm diabetic. The meds are great. Has my RA in remission. That is huge. That is huge. I mean, the decrease in inflammation for people is no joke. And is it due to the fact that we're eating less volume? So we're not having our bodies just work and flare up all the time to try to deal with this excess we're feeding, right? So that's part of my thing is I don't need to stop binging because it's weight gain. I mean, it is weight gain, right? But it's usually just food volume. My body is metabolically repaired enough that it can handle the indiscretions, but I don't feel good physically and I don't feel good mentally when I eat excess crap. I know, that's why. All right, when I get my goal, I'm going to do skin removal. Yeah, I hear you. Do I have any other comorbidities that your doctor prescribed for? My doctor, I might have missed some comments in there. Placed my first order. Awesome. Okay. My doctor, when I went to him and asked him for help because I was at wit's end, this was last year in June. I mean, literally eating everything that wasn't nailed down. It wasn't good. I could not interrupt the cycle by myself. I said, I need help. And my doctor said, eat less and move more. And find God, as an aside. Do you belong to a church? I'm asking you for medical help, sir. And he knew I was a doctor. Yeah, I believe in God, right? If you've read my book, you know that. Right? Today's mug this is what a published author looks like. I have a book. It's up there. It's called Happy First. But it's all about God, right? Isn't that God? This is what I consider God, but whatever. Dude, eat less, move more. Like, I haven't tried that. I've done 7 Ironmans, completed 7 Ironmans, a bunch of marathons and crap. I'm a nutritionist. I'm a triathlon coach. I'm a life coach. I'm a doctor. I know the answer. I can't do it. There you go. Struck a nerve there, huh? How much is it to join our practice, and do you accept insurance? Our practice is cash-based because we keep it very low. I would have to hire an army of people to accept insurance, and they wouldn't cover anyway. Insert expletive where I stopped. So amstelehealth.com, monthly service is $89. I say monthly because even if you buy 8 weeks of a prescription, I need to manage that prescription monthly. We need to talk about habit change. We have a lot of educational resources in community that are not meant to be optional. So yeah, it's $89 a month. Doesn't include medications. We do have one video visit a year to get established, partly because people don't like it. I love talking to patients, but it's you don't have to have the video visit to get established. Within the first month or so, we're getting that done because we like to make sure people aren't lying and really connect with people, which is a big deal. Let's see. Oh, I had high cholesterol at the time. Now, I will prescribe these medications for a lot of reasons. You know, if somebody says I was on it and my MS has been reduced, I've been able to reduce my MS medications, which has happened to a couple of my patients, I'll keep them on it for that. Like, I don't have any problem prescribing things off off label if the benefit outweighs the risk, right? There are certain things you can't take these medications with. First thing I did and it worked. Thank you. All right. You have to have someone willing to fight. Yeah, we really have to. You have to have somebody that you resonate with, right? Oh, I have my live stream. My live stream ends in 5 minutes, which it probably has to anyway, because, I got to do some stuff. Insurance says I get one appeal. Yeah, we'll do an appeal for you. Fibromyalgia. Yeah, I have a lot of myofascial pain that I'm sure I could get diagnosed if I decided to go to the doctor for. I personally take magnesium. That helps a lot of it. And just do therapy and stuff and deal with it. Don't like it, but it is what it is, right? This is my life and this is what I'm dealing with. But yeah, it's been a game changer. I have a lot less pain, but when I eat stupid things, my pain flares again. So why do I eat the stupid things? Because I'm a compulsive eater. I use food as a drug. It's a good drug for me. And don't try the semaglutide. It's nothing like Mounjaro for me. Yeah, I'm just if it ain't broke, One of my our practice manager Ashley tried Mounjaro, could not deal with it. It was just brain fog for her was profound. Does very well on semaglutide. So, it's really individual, and that's why we get telehealth providers. I see all the time on the forums and stuff where they'll say, "Oh, it's a big guy. Let's start him out at 10." For Mounjaro. Don't. I have like 6'4", 400-pound dudes that start at 2.5 and have profound effects. And then I've got 160-pound diabetic females that don't feel anything until 15 milligrams. So, all right, I'm going to actually start watching the clock because I got like 3 minutes. Main thing I deal with taking money, it's constipation. Yeah, it's fluids. Kim, that I had tagged earlier, swears by the Jamaican castor oil. She's got it linked on her TikTok profile. I don't think it's a mechanical laxative. So I just need to do some look into the studies on the castor oil bit. I don't like an osmotic laxative is one thing where like Miralax, where it brings in fluids to your poop, easier to pass. Okay. That's one thing. I feel a lot more comfortable with that than a mechanical. I can't remember the word, but the mechanical laxative, one that actually increases contractility. I don't know. I got to do research on it. Verdict's out. Because I need to make sure, remember, risk cannot outweigh benefit. So I need to make sure that even transdermal castor oil is okay. So I need to do some research. But yeah, the constipation thing, Miralax can help. Just dial it in, That was not medical advice, even though I just gave you advice. It wasn't. But when I need to take it, sometimes it'll be like a quarter of a capful a day. Whatever, dial it in, right? Start with a capful. I would start with a capful and then dial it in to however much I need a day. Should I be doing that now? Yeah. I mean, I should seriously have it by my coffee, put my collagen in my Miralax. I think Jackie does that. Somebody does that. One of my long-term patients does that. I got lots of long-termers. So, all right, let's all right, last call. Last call, lights are on. It's been a long time since I was in college and or went out to a bar. Probably why I eat. Anyhow, the host of the Fat John. Hold on, I need to follow you. I will hop on. Hold on, let me hop on and follow back. All right, there we go. All right, I need to follow people. I have so much. I got issues. I have TikTok issues. I'm old. I usually always pair my TikTok with the word "the" because I'm a grandma on the TikTok. No, I'm not a grandmother. I have a 10-year-old. But I'm like old. God, some days the old is real. All right, one more. Let's grab some follows. All right. So, all right, let me give you the websites just so we know. AMS telehealth, just here because I'm on the Mounjaro. Nice. Hi. Yeah, me too. I call it the TikToks. Abso-friggin-lutely. Yeah. I'm going on the TikTok today. Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, let me do this. I'm going to end the live stream for the YouTube and Facebook. So you guys, I will see you later because it's about to shut me down and I want to shut it down with a goodbye. So if you want to rewatch this, I will post it in school for my patients and